welcome to Alongside Lauren. I'm Lauren and I'm so glad that we get to spend a little bit of time together on this Sunday afternoon as I get myself prepared and ready for the week ahead by getting some meals ready and delicious and good to go alongside my long-suffering sous chef and husband.
Hello.
Heath, part-time comedian as well.
Part-time comedian? No. You were so boisterous.
I am.
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Yes.
I've had this meal. I don't know if it's really been like sort of just sitting in my head, but I just thought it would be such a fun thing to make. So we're doing
what have you got going on?
Asian sort of inspired meatball kind of tray bakey thing. We've had some visitors with us this last week or so, and I'm not entirely sure how many more visitors and how much longer we're going to have visitors for. So I have made enough meatballs to feed not even a small country, like a reasonably sized defence force. So it's a pork-based meatball with, and I guess the Asian flavouring is, or sort of Asian-inspired flavouring, is coming from ginger and some coriander with sesame, as well as tamarind sort of chutney, a boatload of ginger, a also fairly significant amount of zucchini and carrot, because I can't help myself, with garlic and onion as well. And I've already got a batch cooking in the oven and they're smelling really good, if I do say so myself. I've also got some pumpkin and cauliflower roasting away, and I have prepared I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. It could be delicious. It could be terrible. I roasted a chicken a little bit earlier this afternoon, and so I have used the dish that I cooked the chicken in, have just roasted it, and have chopped up some slightly sad-looking wombok cabbage into wedges that I have put into that roasting dish with the beautiful juices and, let's be honest, fat from the roast chicken, along with some garlic and a little bit of soy. And I'm going to pop that into the oven, and I'm also just going to give that a little bit of time to sort of cook and wilt down. And then I am going to pop some frozen broccoli florets and some green beans on top of that. Add some spices. I've been adding a Japanese curry flavouring mix to stuff over the last week or so, and I'm loving the flavourings of it. So I'm kind of feeling as though it's going to end up with almost like a sort of Malaysian style curry, where you kind of got that beautiful nexus of your Indian style curry with those fresh inspiration from your Thai style curries as well. And hopefully it's going to be delicious. And if not, that's a shame, because I've made a lot of it. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Oh, that's looking a tad squishy, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I thought I would be tricky, and that's not going to work.
Tell me, what has actually gone into the meatballs?
So I've got pork mince. Like I said, I've made enough to feed a small country. So I've got 2 kilos worth of pork mince. I have added in, oh gosh, so much garlic, like maybe 6 cloves, a good sized amount of ginger, a couple of onions, 2 carrots, 2 zucchinis, and some coriander that I don't like coriander, let's just be honest. But I find if I sort of put it in amongst enough stuff like this, that I kind of don't really taste it. And it just goes
it blends it in.
It blends in.
Yeah. It's not the predominant flavour anymore.
No, it's not. So I blitzed it along with some sad spinach. That was in, that had been in the fridge that I had frozen, technical term, as well as a motley collection of bread crusts and crackers and other bits and pieces to create the breadcrumbs.
You blitzed the breadcrumbs.
Blitzed them all together.
Nice.
And then added a few tablespoons worth of sesame seeds. as well. So I might just pop these in the fridge.
Okay.
So that just while the other ones are...
Continue to cook.
Yeah.
Great. And then in this fridge?
I don't think
Or
there'll
the
be
downstairs
space.
fridge?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, while she is doing that, let me tell you a little bit about what we got up to over the weekend. So we were fortunate enough
Yes.
to win a weekend away. Lauren went to do a competition and she won a weekend away. And so we were able to take Lauren's parents and we went to Brisbane, to South Bank, and we spent the weekend there staying in a hotel.
Oh,
And
it was such a nice weekend.
it really was. It was a fantastic weekend. And we went to a heap of science-based discussions and talks and comedian shows and things like that. And they were surprisingly very, very good. Even like I'm a bit of a nerd. Lauren's not as much of a nerd when it comes to science stuff, but both of us, I think, really enjoyed it. Your parents really enjoyed it.
Loved it. Had so much fun.
We got the people that got interviewed were like a marine biologist
Yes.
that is a National Geographic Explorer. That's
How
her.
cool
That's
is
her
that?
title. We got an astronaut from NASA who spoke to us about their time in space, and
Oh,
a bunch of other
a
things.
guy who specializes in string theory.
Yeah, yeah. It was fantastic. So it was a really, really good weekend away.
Phenomenal.
Oh, speaking of really good, what do we got?
Some Chardonnay.
Really good. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right, well, then that's a cheers moment, I would say.
Oh, it is. I've got... Well, that's a good sound, isn't it?
Clinkle-linkle.
I've had a good opportunity to just go through
You just...
a bunch of like leftover...
Yeah, that noise just reminded me. So also, towards the end of the year, we're going to go on a cruise.
Which I'm very excited
And
about.
we were investigating what the options are as far as taking wine with you.
Yes.
Because the wine on the cruise is very, very expensive. Fancy, don't get me
expensive.
wrong, it's fancy, and it probably is.
Did you want to, when you've
Yeah,
had
yeah.
some wine,
Yeah.
we've got people coming around for Bible study tonight, of course, and so we need to get some veggie sticks prepared for our cheese platter. So
Yep.
while you do that, and I'm just going to pull apart this chicken
And I'm going to
so
just
that we can...
finish off saying that
Sorry, I'll let
we've
you
got a cruise
finish
coming,
Yes.
and there is a policy for how much wine you can take and things like that. But the people online in chats and things like that suggest that you can take as much as you like, provided your bags don't clink.
Which is
and-
exactly what our recycling bin just did.
And earlier, yes, if you heard, our recycling bin just clinked.
Something chronic.
So yes.
So this this particular chicken is a beautiful roast chicken that I picked up on sale after Christmas for $1.70.
Like, that's insane.
So
it was a Christmas-based chicken, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
And it
it's
had
got like
a day or two left on its
expiry. So I just took it home, froze it straight away,
Yep.
and it was the perfect thing to sort of have defrosted. I pulled it out to defrost on Friday morning before we headed off to Brisbane, and it was all defrosted and ready to go when we got home this afternoon, and it will be perfect for sandwiches for this week. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the beautiful cooked meat off the bones.
It smells amazing.
Oh, it smells. It just there is something about the smell of roast chicken which is so well. I guess if you're vegetarian, probably not. Which I find so incredibly comforting. And we'll keep the chicken bones
Oh yeah.
for stock.
A future stock. Nice.
So we've had a couple of busy weekends, partially because of the ex-tropical cyclone Alfred,
Yes.
and which took our power out for
Nearly a week.
Sort of nearly, yeah, 5 days. But,
Yep.
you know, what's 5 days between friends, really?
It was a bit of a pain, but we are very fortunate that we were
Compared to-
able to
yes.
use the battery of our car to
so blessed.
continue to run our fridges, because Lauren has a very good habit of purchasing things in bulk when they're a really good price, or, you know, grabbing stuff that's nearing expiry and getting it home and putting it in the freezer, such as this
Such as the chicken.
right here. And it's a great habit. And the only time that it might sting you is if your fridge dies or your freezer dies. And having no power for nearly a week, that was certainly a risk for us. But
Yes.
but we were very fortunate that we were able to plug our fridges into our car.
Oh,
And
it
our
was
car
such a
provided
blessing.
battery power.
It was still... I was very happy when the power came back on, I
Oh,
will
yeah.
be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It just made everything just that little bit harder.
Yeah, so we had the fridges plugged in, our computers plugged in, basically, and that was about it.
Yes.
Yep.
So at night we would sort of
Drag one extension lead around
Yes.
the house to light up a space
yes.
and get us through the night. It worked. We managed.
But I was very pleased when the power
We
came
weren't
back
grumpy
on.
with each other by the end of it, so that's a blessing.
No.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a tantrum.
We did lose a tree, which is a little bit sad, so I did spend a fair bit of time with a chainsaw cutting up a tree,
Yes.
which is pretty manly.
And I definitely didn't feel nervous at all about that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm just thinking what I want to put these in. And I've got this idea.
Oh boy.
the
We
carrot-
need more than... Okay.
The carrot will go in.
I also would like some cucumbers done up. So
Yeah.
how does...
Yeah,
does that-
That's why I got two out.
Okay, great.
I'm going to
And
do the carrot in
and
one,
the capsicum
and I'll do the capsicum in another,
and one for the cucumber.
and I'll do one for the cucumber. We've got a pesky fly.
Okay,
That
so
is all
that's the cauliflower and pumpkin that
Ah.
I've been roasting.
Yeah, nice. Way to go, hun. That looks very good. So what are the spices on there?
That is the Japanese curry mix. Doesn't it smell amazing?
It does. It smells really good.
All right. Now, so I've got here a mix of zucchini and onion and capsicum.
So you're just putting that all over the top.
Yeah.
So does broccoli and cauliflower just need a lot more time in the oven?
I
Is that why you
the
dev-
pumpkin.
Sorry,
And the cauliflower.
cauliflower and pumpkin.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I think so. I think the cauliflower just needs a bit of extra time for it to take the edge off. I have cooked it from frozen and it is smaller bits, but I'm just adding more salt and some more of the curry powder. Are you looking for the capsicum? Sorry, the cucumber? Now I'm doing it.
Say that again.
Are you looking for the cucumber?
I am.
It's in the fridge up here.
And what about the capsicum?
It is next to your wine glass.
All right. Whoops. Oh well. Not paying attention.
Well, I don't know if I told you. I need to grab another tea towel because otherwise...
That is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of veg, but just because we do have extra people here, and the roast veg, I found we can kind of get away with freezing it. Like, I wouldn't necessarily use the roast veg as a standalone after it's been frozen, but it's great in stuff. Oof.
Oh, that's hefty, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
Good thing it wasn't arm day today.
Whoops.
Had some escapees.
Yeah. Whew. So I'm going to do 5 more minutes for the meatballs. And half an hour on that veg.
Correct.
So yeah, so we had an amazing weekend.
We really did.
Just so good to spend time with family, and
We also, surprisingly, ended up at a celiacs trade show.
yes.
And we got to try a heap of gluten-free and other allergen-free food stuff. And we got a discount code basically to go to a Chinese restaurant and have a gluten-free meal there too. And
Which
it was
was
all really, really
amazing.
good. It was surprisingly tasty. There wasn't really anything that I ate that I was like, oh, no, that's just not right. I don't
It was
ever want to eat that
amazing
again.
to see
Yeah.
how far
Yeah.
gluten-free food has come sort of in the last
Yep.
20 years.
Definitely. Lauren's mum has had celiac disease in the past, and it did leave her in a pretty bad form. Sorry to say, but she's doing much better
Much better.
nowadays. But it is good for her to have less gluten, so that was one of the reasons why it was so handy
The
for us
weather
to
was
attend
also
there.
terrible in Brisbane yesterday,
And
so
yes, the
it
weather
gave us
was
something
really
to
bad.
do. That was inside for a couple of hours.
Because we had thought we might go on the ferry. Unfortunately,
Yes,
that
I
did
had
not work out.
I had grand ideas of going on the City Cat, but
Grand
the weather
plans.
had decidedly
Disagreed.
disagreed. There is just so much meat on this chicken. My goodness.
That's great. Oh, it smells so yummy. Smells like when the roast chickens come out at Woolies or Coles, but
Yeah.
right at the point when they come out, like the best bit when they're really, really hot and fresh. Right, so carrot and capsicum done for tonight. Now, you were telling me that
I'm telling
you're saying that they were in here somewhere.
you. Yes, they are in the veggie bin on the left-hand veggie bin. Sorry, right. I was thinking left behind me. Sorry. They are small
Yep,
capsicum.
gotcha.
So, now I'm doing it.
Gotcha.
So I'm just taking the stuffing out and popping it in a separate container, and we'll kind of just use that to,
Almost just like a butter, hey?
yeah, spread it on bread rolls as part of the salad rolls, which I know probably sounds a bit strange, but it tastes really good.
It does.
No, it was amazing. It was such a nice weekend.
It was a great weekend.
And just lovely to get a chance to spend time with family.
Yep. the whole thing was better than expected, I
Yes,
would say.
and free.
Yes. Yes. Oh, speaking of like things that are low price, not only did we get our discounted dinner, but yesterday for lunch, you were wandering along
I was.
and you walked past a sign that said,
Happy
it's
World
National Pitta
World
Day.
Pitta Day.
Yeah. And
Apparently, well, like I wasn't going to lift look that particular gift horse in the mouth.
so we had pitta.
$5 lamb pitta.
Oh,
Amazing.
amazing. Yep. It really was delicious. And they were the sneaky Euros ones, so they had
They had chips
some
in them.
chips in them, which made them less healthy, but very tasty. Very, very tasty. And the lamb in them, you know,
So
sometimes
good.
in a pitta you get lamb and it's actually that doner stuff. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of that.
First batch of meatballs out. How good do
Nice,
they
hun.
look?
Yeah, and ooh, they smell amazing. Mmm. Yeah, way to go, hun. Way
I'm
to
stoked with
go.
them.
You should be. They look beautiful.
Doing all the right things. They've got that sort of sweet, savoury acidity. If it was just Heath and I definitely would have added chili, but it's not. So we'll serve them with a beautiful hot chili sauce, our house specialty, which is made on rock melon. It is amazing. And I am feeling really excited about the fact that I've got something delicious to come home to this week with minimal effort. And I hope that you've also had an opportunity to do a few bits and pieces this afternoon that future you will definitely thank yourself for. And I can't wait to do it all again next week on Alongside Lauren.